So today we are going to clean all of these guys. A bunch of different brushes here, and I will talk about these brushes, which one I like, which ones I don't like as much, which ones are I think worth the money, which ones I think maybe aren't. Anyway, I have this guy. It's like a filtering system for that you would use for soldering or like fingernail parlors. And I use it when I'm cleaning. I spray my paint thinner in there. It's going to be a little noisy. So yeah, I'm going to set up the camera and you can watch how I do this. This is the first step where I just clean them all out and get them like roughly clean. And then I will use an ultrasonic cleaner to do the fine tuning on them. And that's when I'll talk about which ones I do and I don't love. All right. Okay, so here we go. Brush number one. It's my very first Eclipse HPCS. I had it Cerakoted by my buddy Josh, and it's held up pretty well. I've had this brush for like 12 years. So basically what I do here is, that's the Mac valve I added. I will now take this thing all the way apart. This is my favorite airbrush. It's had some new parts over the years, but mostly speaking, it's pretty much original. I know I need to go grab my soft jaw pliers. Oh yeah, it's me in a pain already. So I tear this guy all the way down. From here, from what you saw before, there's still a little residue on there. I know there's a lot of debate about whether or not you should totally soak your airbrush, and frankly, I don't like to do it very often, but right now everybody's in need of deep clean. These pieces never come in contact with paint, so they do not get cleaned. Trigger. So the question becomes, since they really need to be pulled apart, you know, this is probably the most important aspect of the entire airbrush is the nozzle. What I will do here real quick is I use these little tight little guys that go into the nozzle. There's a small end, big end. I dip it in there and then I go in and I just go in and just kind of get most of this stuff out. The ultrasonic cleaner will mostly get it, but it won't get all of it, and so you kind of need to go in and just kind of clean out the inside of that nozzle. That's pretty good. Let me grab my soft. This is my my cleaning kit, toolkit for my Iwata airbrushes. It works for other brands. So I don't know if this guy wants to come along and go into two pieces. It's Pretty dirty. Okay, so here you go. Everybody's apart. What I'm going to do, because I'm going to soak the entire airbrush, what I'm going to do is the little nozzle down here, the little valve needs to come out so I can get, actually, I'm going to take that out because I'm going to clean the plunger. Come on. Oh, wait, is it the other one? There it is. I'm going to go. These are getting full tear down. So this piece comes out. This piece also never sees paint, so it goes over here. It does not get washed. This piece, there's a little rubber washer on there if you can see it. That is the piece that, one of the pieces you don't want to soak. It's the thing that the trigger pushes down to allow air into the airbrush. It's the little plunger piece. So then we have this guy. It gets the part that you really don't want to get any kind of thinner on is this packing screw, and I'll show you why. Are we getting it? The other one. There it is. So this little packing screw right here has a little piece of Teflon inside of it. And you don't really want to get that. You don't want to get any solvents on that if you can help it, any paint thinner. Because they swell and they contract, and over time they just wear out. This guy's a pretty important piece of the pie as well. Boy, this thing is dirty down inside of there. Holy cow. So yeah, now it's all torn down. Everybody goes into this soup. Oh, not the packing screw. The packing screw will get its own. Anything over here is going to get cleaned on its own. All the rest of this stuff is going to go right into the soup. And the soup goes into the ultrasonic cleaner. There is no, yeah, I'm really bad about the O-ring that goes right here. They're so expensive for no reason. And hard to find one aftermarket that will replace it, so you're kind of stuck paying for them. I have found that their performance on my airbrush is not hindered very much by there not being an O-ring there. I'm sure Iwata wouldn't, and a lot of retailers would probably not like me saying that, but you know what, that's kind of the way it is. Okay, so from there, this little bucket goes into this ultrasonic cleaner. That's the caps. I was cleaning the caps. So it goes in here. This ultrasonic cleaner does not like thinner, so I fill it with water, and then I put the cup inside of the water to keep them separated, and then it buzzes them from there. So I just set this for like 4 minutes and let it go. Okay, now that is done, I have this little pair of forceps. I pull this guy out of the water, and everybody comes out with forceps. Okay, and there's some big chunky stuff in there, man. Ooh, this thing was dirty. That's good, that's good. This all gets dried off while the next batch of stuff goes in the soup. And then all this gets the same treatment. While this dries and I start getting my eyes on everything. This is the part also where everyone gonna get some grease. Where is the grease? tend to use this lube. This is the Badger stuff. I have Badger airbrushes and I have Iwata airbrushes. So when I run out of this, I end up getting the Iwata, and then I run out of that and end up getting this, and it all works out great. So firstly, okay, then these nozzle pieces need to go back into the soup, or into the body. I will lube these up a little bit because it's an important piece, and then the spring, and then the valve cap. Just kind of a pain. A lot of small bits here, and they all got to go back together just so. So here we go. My rule of thumb on everything on an airbrush, and I've heard it repeated by other people, it's finger tight. Nothing really needs to be more than finger tight on these airbrushes. And I find that to be true. If you over tighten things, they tend to break pretty easy. So airbrush being a very delicate tool to begin with, you don't want to force it. So back together, all of this goes. This airbrush is so old, it's like patinaed. It's like got an amazing patina on it. Back in goes the packing screw. Packing screw tells your needle how far it can go back. So you want to tighten it and then come back off just a hair. I usually will put a little bit of grease on my trigger. What happens over time is this mechanism between the trigger, the plunger, and the valve gets sticky, and then the trigger won't come back up. It sticks down, and it's a giant pain in the behind. This is the trickiest part of the entire process, is getting this trigger into the plunger hole. There we go. And it goes. Feels okay. Quick release goes back on. Can't go too tight on that or it cuts off the air supply. The guide for the back of the airbrush. The spring. Piece that holds the guide. Needle nut. Needle goes back in. And it goes just to tight. You don't want to push too hard on that. And there you go. Clean and back together. I mean, way cleaner anyway. Okay, here we have a Harder and Steenbeck airbrush. This is the only one of these I have. It was given to me by a customer. Shout out to Eric Lehman. I love it. It's an older one. I don't think they still make this model, this Ultra 64-163. I have just only used it a few times, just started using it. I very much like it. It makes me very curious about the Infinity, this Harder and Steenbeck Infinity, and that's a few $100s, and I think there's probably a fair chance I'm going to end up buying one of those. But this will be my first time really tearing this down to clean it. So let's see what that's all about. It's got a very fine needle. It'll shoot a really fine line, and this is not one of their higher end brushes. So the fact that it will do such an amazing job, and it's not even a high end Mahurter and Steenbeck brush, that makes me feel pretty good about what the expensive one will do. We need to pay attention here because I've never torn one of these apart before. Okay. It doesn't look like a lot of this stuff can get wet. I don't feel good about this because it's got a Teflon. So I'll clean that separate. The body of the brush looks mostly okay. There's no piece for the nozzle. This has definitely got to come out. Yeah, I don't feel that. I guess we'll try to put this body just straight into the soup. We'll see what happens. But boy, that's really the only piece I feel good about putting in the ultrasonic cleaner. These three right here. Okay. Airbrush type number 3. This is a Badger Patriot. I have a couple of them. Boy, I spent some time buying Badgers last year, and have to say that about 4 of them, only 2 of them are still working, which is a real bummer because they're very affordable. They work really well when they're working. The only 2 that are currently working right now are the Patriots. I have a Renegade and I have a Sotar 2020. The Renegade, the tip broke, the needle bent. The Sotar, the needle bent. The entire body got full of paint somehow. I don't know how. And is basically just encrusted. And I need to either scrap them or buy completely new airbrushes to replace them, which I may do. There was some friends in the business who told me they swore by these Badgers, and I do like them, and I was very excited at first about them, but there was a lot of talk about, well, they're just better than the Iwatas. The Iwatas are too temperamental, and I am finding the exact opposite is true. The Iwatas, they just work, and I have never, with the rare exception, broken one to the point where it needed anything more than basic parts to repair. And these Badgers didn't even make it a year. And I've had almost all of my Iwatas for 10 years or more. So I don't know what to say about the Badgers. I was hoping for more, and I kind of ended up getting what I got. So at any rate, this thing is a complete mess inside. I don't know how to take apart the internal valve part, so I'm going to gently just kind of try to soak the front half end of this thing. But in the meantime, it needs a little bit of extra wiping down because it is... There's something about also my observation is inside the cup, the paint dries in a way that it never does in my Iwatas. It dries in there in a way that it does not want to come out of all the crevices in there. It is really hard to get these cleaned if you don't keep them clean. And I'm a working professional. I don't do this as a hobby. So sometimes things get left while I'm working on other things. And, they're just so temperamental around cleaning. I don't know really what to do. It's like they just get gunked up in ways that the Iwata airbrushes just don't. Okay, the other thing about these Badger Patriots is, boy, they can be a pain to put back together compared to the Iwata as well. I don't mean to disparage the Badgers because they are very good airbrushes, and this Patriot, it doesn't get as fine a line as as my Eclipse, which it's not supposed to. That's not its job. So I tend to use this quite frequently for larger spray areas. It works fantastic for that. So yeah, it works good for that. And you know, this is the part where it gets tricky, is this little guy guides the trigger, and boy, trying to get the trigger in here with that guy in there can be a real chore, because it wants to be in the way of the trigger going into the plunger. I wish I could show you this a little bit better. I think we might have gotten it. I think we might have gotten it right out of the gate. That would be, I would be impressed with that. Well, what is going on? Oh, that spring goes to the other airbrush. The spring's stuck inside of there. Never mind. So there's this squareness, there's this square, like locks in this square, this little chuck piece, and if you don't get it just lined up right, it locks up on you. So I can't believe I got it that quickly while I was watching, while I was filming. That's kind of amazing. Good for me. So yeah, there you go. There's the Patriot. I have two of them. Yeah, I don't know. They work. They do their job. They're hard to clean. They're hard to keep running, which is kind of the opposite of what I was told to be the case. Anyway, okay, here we have the Iwata TR. CR2, HP TR2. It's a little bit different. It's a trigger gun. So it comes apart a little bit differently. I will not put the whole body in the soup. So it's just gonna get just a basic kind of body tear down. The only thing I don't like about this is this side cup setup. It's just pressure fits in there. And you know, maybe if you're like a super gentle hobbyist or something, like that thing stays there easily, and you can put it on either side. There's a little nut and you can kind of move from side to side. This thing is always trying to come off of this airbrush. So I'm gonna have a look at the Spray Gunner no name version of this. It has a little bit bigger spray pattern, but I do love this guy, and I'll probably use it, you know, forever. But yeah, it's not without its problems. Okay, and there you go. Everybody's clean. Everybody's all clean and ready to go. I have a massive amount of masks to get through in the next 4 weeks alone, let alone the next 3 months. So starting from here, this will probably last me a month. I'll probably be able to get away with just like light cleaning in between things. And then at some point, I will take a week off to do designs and make stencils and do a bunch of other business work while I'm not painting. And invariably, these will then need to be completely cleaned again, which is fine. I like to do it in respect to knowing what kind of condition things are in and what needs what, and if somebody needs a new needle or some other new part. And so, yeah, there you go. That is, you just saw my cleaning regimen. You know, this whole thing is a mess, and so much in here needs to still be cleaned up and wiped down and dusted. And yeah, so one thing at a time. I got a lot of work to do, so no reason to spend time cleaning at this particular time. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Later.